you all. Uh, Respected Chancellor Shri B.S. Yadav ji, uh, Director Srimati Sunita Singh ji, Shri Devansh Singh ji, Madam Manisha, and dear students. Today's topic, it was a little bit tough, as sometimes you must have realized during your exams also, when you are given some questions which you sometimes feel that this question is just out of syllabus and you don't know from where this question has come. Similar thing happened with me when madam told me that your topic is this, and this topic really I'll share my screen with all of you, and I'll use this presentation to tell more about what I feel about all this. But explore, examine, and express. This, I was thinking why this topic has been given to me, and I did not have a clue. I asked madam, what are you looking after when you're giving this topic to me to speak on? But then I realized that explore, examine, and express. These things are they take us to those basic levels which we always think of, which bother us many a times. Yes, they bother us. When I talk of uh, explore, the first word in the topic I have to speak, I feel exploration takes us to two things mainly. One is to explore within, and second is to explore outside. Now, I know the students with me, they are from 6th to 12th standard, and it would be difficult for them to, sometimes understand what is this exploring within means, exploring yourself. I just want to tell you, you can just see this photo in the right side of my presentation. Many times we feel that we are, somebody, but the reality might be different. So there has to be a sync between what we are, what we really are, and what we think of ourselves. So when we explore ourselves, then we not only explore to discover, we also explore to find out what actually we want in our life. What is that which we should achieve? What is that one thing which makes us, or which keeps on moving us? So I would rather say that when we explore ourselves, then we should think of the goal of our life. Everybody who is born uh, is given lot of opportunities to achieve something, and all of us, we are different in uh, lot many things. That's why we decide our own goals, we decide what to do with our life. So if you have not decided what you want in your life, then you should decide, and this is the right time. What do you want to become? What do you want to achieve in your life? And there is nothing in this world which is lesser than any other thing. You may be a good architect, you may be a lawyer, you may be a civil servant, you may be a businessman, you may be a great teacher. So you have lot many things to do. You may be a scientist, you may be a sports person. No job is inferior to any other job, or no task is inferior to any task in today's world. We all know that people have excelled in various fields, and people have made their impact in the world by doing what they do in the best possible manner. So I would request all my listeners, all the young minds, that they should think of what they want in their life, and they should decide their goal. Because when we have our goal clear in front of us, then only we can take a path to achieve it. If we are not clear about our goal, then we cannot reach anywhere. And when we do not have a goal, we feel frustrated, and we feel that we have not achieved something in our life. That's why whatever goal you want to decide, just decide. And if you are not able to decide, then just think about it. It's not that you should decide about your goal in only a day. You have a lot of time with you. Sometimes people decide at an age of 50 what they want to do, but they decide and then they feel happy, they feel contented. So my suggestion, my request to all the young listeners would be, they should decide about their life. They should know what they want to achieve in their life. Now, how to decide? How should we go about to know and to decide what we actually want in our life? We all see dreams, but I'm not talking of those dreams which we see when we sleep. I'm talking of those dreams which we see from our open eyes. As you might remember, once APJ Abdul Kalam Sahab also told our honorable president, he once told that dreams are not those which we see with closed eyes, but dreams are those which do not allow us to sleep. So these are our dreams. Those should be our dreams which do not allow us to sleep, which continuously gives us energy to do something, to make an impact in the world. If you have a dream, that should be a goal. Similarly, what you desire, what you want to achieve, what are your likings, these things should decide about our goal. So my suggestion would be, if you have not decided your goal, just think of it. Ask your friends, ask your parents, ask your relatives, ask your teachers, ask whomsoever you may, who know you better, who can give you a good advice. But it's not that you should listen about everyone's advice. You should listen to your heart also. And you should make a decision about your goal in your life. Now, when I talk of explore, I was just talking about goal, and now I've just jumped to a topic which is not exactly in sync with what I was talking about. But I am going by the topic given to me. I am exploring, and I'm just exploring the word explore. So when I think of explore, I also think of what all I should explore. I should explore, as I said, myself. You should explore yourself. One should explore oneself. When we explore, we also think of knowledge. Now, why I'm talking of knowledge, many a times money might not be able to give you things which knowledge can, because knowledge is power. People who have knowledge, they can earn money anytime. They are respected throughout the world. Those who can create something, those who can give back something to the world, they are respected. But how can you do that? If you have knowledge, you can do that. Now just think of, everybody around you. You will find many people who were not very rich when they were born, who were not well off when they were born, but they became either rich, they became big businessmen, they became big authorities in the world. How? It's through the knowledge they have. Knowledge doesn't mean that you should only have the knowledge of books. Knowledge can be practical knowledge. Knowledge can be political knowledge. Knowledge can be economic knowledge. Knowledge in any field. Knowledge can come through traveling. Knowledge can come through experience. Knowledge can come through various means. And we need a lot of knowledges. So knowledge is power. Always remember this. This is very important to know, that knowledge is power. And this power takes us somewhere. I'll give you example of many other people, but why to go elsewhere? I'll just tell you about myself. Today, if I'm here, it's all because I gain knowledge. How I gain knowledge? By studying, by traveling, by meeting people, by so many other means. So you all should strive to achieve this power of knowledge. Now, when I say explore, I talked about exploring oneself, but we need to explore about the world also. If we really want to make an impact in the world, we also need to know about what is happening around us, what is happening in the world. Because when we see what is happening around us, what all things are there in the world, then we get ways to achieve our own goals. Then we become innovative. Then we get ideas. Those ideas which can change our lives. आपने सुना होगा, an idea can change your life. And you know how we get ideas? We get ideas by knowing about the world. And how do we know about the world? By traveling, by reading, by exploring. So my suggestion to all my young listeners is they should learn about world as much as possible. And it doesn't matter whether you know big things about the world. We should also know small things happening around us, like this picture suggests that if somebody is born in this Indian village of Piplantri, 11 trees are or 11 plants are planted. So these are very small thing, but a great impact towards the environment, and a very appreciable thing. So we should also know what all is happening around us. Again, I just jumped to this happiness. Though I wanted that I should come back to this topic maybe in the end. I'll again revisit this topic in the end. But let me tell you, friends, why we all are here. Many times these questions come to our minds: why we are here, why we are doing this, why this is happening, and finally we drill down to few things that whatever we are doing, it is for our happiness. If you click a photograph, which you must be doing these days, if you see a movie, if you see cartoon channel, if you uh, recall, if you play, or whatever you do, there is only one theme behind it: you want happiness. We all want happiness in our lives. That's why we should always remember that we are here to be happy, and we should seek those ways and means through which we can achieve happiness. Many times we become sad, many times we feel dejected, but the goal of our life is happiness, so we should not forget it. And we should try the best we can to ensure that we remain happy. And what are other ways to know about the world or to become happy? We should cultivate a hobby. What is a hobby? Whatever you or whatever somebody feels can give the person happiness, one should develop that thing, one should learn about something. Hobby is something which we just love to do, for free. When we are free, when we have time, when we are at leisure, we want to do something, and that is our hobby. And what hobby does to us? Hobby allows us to, seek the path of happiness whenever we are too much stressed, whenever we are doing our job, yet sometimes we feel that we are not able to achieve success, we are not able to achieve our small short-term goals, then we feel little sadness or maybe dejection or whatever. So for that time, we should cultivate a hobby. And this hobby allows us to explore a world where we can relax ourselves, where we can be with our own self and realize that yes, in this world there are many other things which can make us happy. So one should seek hobby, and if you do not have a hobby, then you should cultivate a hobby. Hobby can be reading, cooking. Many times sleeping is also a hobby. Many people, they just love to sleep. I won't say that it's a bad hobby, but it's a hobby. People love to watch TV, people love to watch movies, cricket, or any other thing, reading, listening to music, chatting, whatever, but you should have a hobby. And let me tell one more thing: if your hobby allows you to seek your goal, nothing better than that. If you have a hobby of reading, I, I would say it's highly appreciable at this time. And hobby cannot be only one. You can have 3, 4, 5, 6 hobbies. So at this age, when you are studying in schools, you should have a hobby of painting, drawing, reading, rather than watching TV. Though I won't say that you don't watch TV. TV is also important. Movies are also important, but reading would give you an extra edge. So just think of it. And I'll also tell, when I talk of this topic, explore. Uh, you might have heard of Sang, and there are many people who tried to explore the whole world long back, 200, 300 years back, 400 years back, maybe 600, 1000, 2000 years back. Many people, they traveled across the world only to gain knowledge, only to enhance their capabilities. And uh, they did not read much, but exploring the world gave them the knowledge, gave them the satisfaction they were looking for, and they became great people. So this expand your capabilities. Just think of, when we are doing something, we do with certain level of efficiency, certain level of performance. But that doesn't mean that we cannot improve our performance from whatever we have performed today. We should always look, we should always try to ensure and try to achieve something greater than what we have achieved yesterday. How we can do that? We can enhance our capabilities. I have used this photo of Kung Fu Panda, which you might have seen, and most of you must have liked this movie. A panda could not have fought the tiger, the dragon fighter, but this panda starts believing in himself, and panda does a lot of practice to achieve a certain level of performance. This panda enhances his capabilities to fight that tiger who was very powerful, and he defeats that tiger. So the world is never same. It keeps on changing, and the challenges keeps on coming in our life. Today you may be in 6th class or 9th class or 12th class, or whichever class you are in, or whichever stage you are in. But tomorrow you'll face new challenges, you'll face new realities of life. So how to face it? By enhancing, by expanding your capabilities every day. How can you do that? I have just talked about cultivating hobbies. I have talked about reading. I have talked about gaining knowledge. I have talked about understanding yourself. So this is how you can enhance your capabilities, by practicing again and again. You must have heard of that doha by Kabir Das ji. Karat karat abhyas ke jadmati hot sujan, rasri avat jaate sil par padat nisan. Many a times we feel that it's so difficult. How can we do it? Let's not do it. Stop it here. But that's not the way we should go. We can try again and again and again and again to achieve the best level of performance we can, to understand something which is very difficult, to understand whatever we fail to understand. Sometimes many of you might not be feeling comfortable with history or mathematics or science, physics or whatever. But that doesn't mean that you should leave that subject. If you have interest in some subject, then you should try to do it again and again. You should try to read it again and again, learn it again and again, and you'll realize that just by doing it again and again, you have become expert in that particular thing. So just remember that doha by Kabir Das ji. When you want to expand your capabilities, the sky is the only limit. There is no limit to what human beings can achieve. We all can achieve. We all have achieved. How human being has been achieving so much, how scientists are creating so many things by repeatedly doing something. Scientists fail many a times, but they continue to believe, they continue to work hard, and this gives them success. Now let us come to examine. What is all there in when we talk of examining something? We should examine what are the needs and requirements. Though there is always a disbalance between needs and requirements. Our needs are limited, but our requirements may be more. What we want may be infinite, though our needs are limited. So we should always examine and try to understand the balance between our needs and our requirements. And when we know about our needs and our requirements, we can cultivate our goals in that fashion. Now, I'll also talk about skills and rationality. What is a skill? Skill is a set, or it's a tool which makes you perform, which gives you a power to perform in this physical world and achieve something. Now, how can you enhance your skill? Again, you can enhance your skill by doing something again and again, by practice. Practice makes a man perfect. So we all should have skills, and you just try to look around you. This session is little, I'm not able to see all of you, but I can imagine all of you must be looking around in your environment, in your locality, you'll find that people are doing something. Even if a machinery is doing something, that person is doing something on the basis of some set of skills. If there is a fighter, there is a person in army, he has some skill. There is a policeman, he has some skill. There is a civil servant, there is a bureaucrat, there is a collector, there is SDM, they have certain skills. There is a teacher, he has some skills. She has some skills. There is some pilot, she has some skills. So, there is a sports person, she has some skills. So we need to develop skills, then only we can perform, then only we can create some space for us in this world, which is respectable, which gives us some status, respect, and to achieve our living. Rationality is a word which I love very much. That's why I have brought this word rationality here. When we think of examining, what is examination? Examination is a kind of it's a kind of, I'll say, something which where you try to find out answers for. You try to find answers for few questions. And what helps you in this? Rationality helps in this. Rationality is not just a word, it's a virtue. What is rationality? The rational is a very simple word though, but it has varied meanings, it has deep connotations, it has many dimensions. What is rationality? For rationality, people have been hanged, and this has happened long back, 2000 years back in Europe, that people were hanged because they were rational, because they were telling that the earth revolves around the sun. And there was the belief in the ancient, not very ancient, but just in 1450, people in Europe believed that sun revolves around the earth. And there was a man who said, no, earth revolves around the sun. He took the anger, he angered many people when he said that, and he was burned because of this particular thing. But rationality was the reason behind it, because this person observed and examined and realized that no, it's the earth that revolves around the sun. So rationality is a tool. Rationality is something which makes us understand this world, which makes us make decision. And as I was, as you were told about a book I have written, it's on happiness, in which I have given a model, and that model has only 3 components, and one very important component is rationality. The way you make decisions, the knowledge or the skill, or there is something in our mind that makes us understand the world. It is rationality. And if we don't put rationality on the backside of our mind, then we can really excel and we can really know about the world. And there is no limit to rationality. There is always conflict between rationality and faith and belief. Many times we believe something, but rationality may not allow that faith or that belief to remain. So that doesn't mean that we should kill rationality and keep faith or belief. We can keep both the things. Rationality is something which shows us the way, which makes us a real human being, which has helped us so far, us when I say humanity, to reach to the moon, to explore about Mars, to explore the universe. It is this rationality that has made scientists invent so many things, and the whole human race discover so many things. So you should cultivate rationality within you. Now, as I said, once we decide, we have already decided what we want to do in our life, we should perform. What is performance? Performance is a kind of action. I'll talk about action later on also, but we should, once we decide, we should try hard to implement whatever we want to achieve in this life, and we should see our performance. And once we see our performance, we can always review it. You know what I mean to say is, some of you might feel bored that I'm talking something without examples. Now let us take example of some of you. Somebody of you might have scored 75% marks in ninth class, and might be thinking that no, I should be scoring 95, 99. Why have scored so less? But scoring 75%, 65%, 55%, or even 95% is not the last thing. Once we know we have achieved that level of performance, we should always review our decisions. We should always review our achievements, and we should try to readjust. We should try to become better. We can always become better. Whatever we have achieved today, that is not the final thing. We can always improve upon it by reviewing it, by readjusting our strategy, and by continuously doing the same process again and again. If suppose you have scored 90% in sixth, you can try for more than that in seventh. Seventh class, suppose you score 92%, you can again, review that how you can still score 8% more and maybe 100%. Now, when I talk of 100%, don't feel some of the students might be feeling that, oh, he's talking only about 100%, 90%, 60%. No. Even if you have failed in a class, that doesn't mean that that was the last day for you. No, the life is quite long. The life is big. The life gives lot many opportunities, and that's why one should not give up. One should not feel that, oh, I have achieved only this much, I cannot go beyond it. I should just stop studying. I should do something other than that. No. If you have interest in studies, don't worry about your marks. You can still improve, but always remember there should be a feedback mechanism that makes and that helps you in reviewing your performance, readjusting, and then again performing and becoming better, 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 and better. You'll not believe, students, though the time was different when I was studying in my 10th and 12th class. That time, hardly people used to score more than 85, 90, 95%. And the common trend was, we used to talk of first division, second division, and all. I scored some marks in my 8th class. 9th class, I was almost less than 60, just about 60. But then that gave me a shock of my life. I never expected that I would be scoring so low. And I never thought that I'm just like that and I cannot achieve beyond it. I tried harder in 10th class. I achieved I achieved much better than many of my friends who were already ahead of me. I could score hardly 67%, but again, I did not stop there. I performed much better in 11th class, then 74% in my 12th class. Then I entered into competition for engineering. I did very good. I entered in one of the best colleges. Then I did not stop there. There were again people ahead of me, and they were really ahead of me. So I decided that I should be appearing in engineering services exam. I appeared, and I never believed that I stood first. How could I stood first when I was not such a bright student as many others? I was maybe under top 15 in my final year. But how could I become number one in India? Just by trying again and again and again and again. And similar thing happened later on. So I realized in my life that even when I was a average student during that time, that did not stop me to excel in my future. And I kept on trying and kept on excelling and kept on, marching ahead of many of my friends. Now, marching ahead doesn't mean that there's only one thing and there is only one race. And again, don't feel that life is only a race, that everybody is just competing, and those who excel, they only go, and those who remain behind, they remain behind. No, life is an opportunity. I should not say race. Life is full of opportunities. Some people can excel today, some others can excel tomorrow, some others can excel day after. But for that, you should continue to review and revise and readjust your strategies and try to understand what is there required to excel in life. Uh, as I was talking about, our successes and our failures, I should tell there are only tough times. They're not failures. They're not failures actually. You must have heard of Thomas Alva Edison, I'm sure. This man invented so many things and he failed many times than the things he has invented. And as he himself said once, that he has not failed 10,000 times, but he has learned how not to do that work in 10,000 ways. So, life is full of challenges. Life can be full of difficult times, but that doesn't mean that we should give up. We should keep on trying. We should keep on trying. And we should always be very positive in our life, full of positive energy. What is that positive energy? That allows you to remain on your path, that allows and that forces you to continue to seek your goal, continue to seek your desires, and never worry about these challenges. All the people you will see who have today succeeded in their life, who are somewhere at very big places, they have they have faced tough times, they have failed in their lives, but they have never given up. If there is some word, it is never give up. Always remember, everybody faces tough times and challenges. And again, we should not compare ourselves with any other person. We all are unique. We all are unique. Everybody is different. God has made us different. Everybody is different. And God has also given us some skills, something which makes us different in the world, and not only different, but which may give us a different identity in the world. That different identity which can make you successful person in the society, which can make you a very renowned person in the society. So it's not that if you are good at studies only then you can be a successful man. No, you can be good in sports, you can be good in practical things, you can be good in experimenting, you can be good in many other things, maybe good in speaking, maybe good in organizing people and becoming great leader. So never think, never worry that there is only one goal, there is only one way of life. Now, when I say this, it doesn't mean that all of us should stop studying. We go to school to learn. We go to school not only to learn through books, but through our teachers who have great experiences with them, through our seniors, through our books, through our various activities like games, like social activities, like speeches, like many other things. So we all should strive hard to ensure that we remain on course. We continue to work hard even when we face tough times and challenges. There is a very very dangerous thing in life. It is inaction. Many a times we are not able to decide, we are not able to do anything. We just sit idle, thinking that I'll do that, shall I do this or not, shall I do that or not. And this inaction kills everything within us. It kills uh, the 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 innovation, it kills the ingenuity within us. So when there is a situation, we should act. Whatever we are doing, we should act. We should not just remain idle, we should not remain inactive, we should not just be resting. Rest might be required after hard work, like when we play, we rest. Maybe you can think of football or cricket or whatever. When you play good shots, maybe one sixer, then one four, and 2 3 runs, 4 runs, then you just play a ball and you take rest. Similarly, in football, you must have seen people play, they run very fast, they score goal, then they take some rest. So similarly, you can take rest, but inaction should not be that rest. I mean, we should not remain in that state of rest for long. Otherwise, we become inactive, and that inaction can lead us to great failures. So always remember this. Now, one favorite topic, express yourself. What is expressing oneself? Does express mean only, does express mean only, showing anger, happiness, shouting, or just smiling? No. Expression means you can you can show to the world what capabilities you have. That is expression. When I think of expression, I also think of leadership. I also think of people who have done great many things in the world. What have they done? They have just expressed their desires, they have expressed their actions, and with those actions, with those performances, they have set example, and they have become world leaders. Not world leaders only in terms of political leaders, but leaders in their own fields. They can be leaders in business, they can be leaders in sports, they can be leaders in politics, they can be leaders in teaching. So we have leaders everywhere. Who are these leaders? What we should learn from these leaders? How can we be leader? How can we lead something? Leader doesn't mean that we should hang around with 5 6 people, give them party and become their leader, become a bully and threaten somebody. No, leader doesn't mean that. Leader means a person who can get associated with people, who can show us the way by doing something, who can be a who can be a great worth to the society, to the nation. So I'm sure all of you want to be leaders in your in your fields which you love to go about, love to achieve your goals. So you want to be leader in that particular field, maybe in sports, maybe in science, maybe in politics, or maybe in law, maybe in teaching. You want to be a leader. You should be a leader. What we all need today in India, we want to become a great nation. I'm sure I'm not getting your voice, but I'm sure all of you must be saying, yes, we should be a great nation. We should be a very powerful nation. Nobody should be able to threaten us. I know your mind. You are saying this behind when I'm speaking. And how can we become that? You'll not believe, जो हमें बताया जाता है, in not long ago, but only in 1850, we were world leaders in terms of economics. We had 33% of world GDP. Now, how within a span of 250 years we became like this? How? Not even, 250 years. Only in 150 or 160 years we have become what we are today. So, what was the problem? We should analyze. And today, if we really want to become strong, we really want to become world power, we really want to become source of knowledge for the world, then we require leaders. Leaders in various fields, leader in politics, leader in sports, leader in, many other fields. It may be army, it may be, we need leaders in bureaucracy, we need leaders in police, we need leaders in teachers. So these leaders will create their own space. They will create something for the nation. It's not that we should always say that our nation should give something to us. Our country should give back something to us. No, we all should give something to the country. Then only this country remains. Then only our country becomes powerful. How America has become so powerful? How Europe has become so powerful? Their people have achieved something. People, they were leading in science. If today you see there is only one reason of them being ahead of us is science. They have invented so many things. They have command over the knowledge of the world. And it is this knowledge that keeps on giving them dividend. They had invented diode. They had invented transistor. These are very small things I'm talking about. They had invented bulb. And this bulb, this transistor, this diode had given them an edge so that they can build so many things, and computer is one of them. So when they can build so many things with the things they have invented, they are going to sell it to the world, and world is just a buyer. They are the seller, and seller is always the person who holds the money, who holds the power. The one who holds money holds the power. So my dear friends, today we require leaders who will not only be leaders in sports, in studies, but they'll be leaders in entrepreneurship. They should be able to create great companies like Apple, like Google, like Microsoft. We require leaders to make companies that manufacture aircraft. We need leaders who can be the best sports persons in the world. We need best footballers, we need best tennis players, we need best cricketers, we need best badminton players. So similarly, we need leaders in every other field. And these are the leaders who will make us strong, who will make our country strong. And these leaders, when I say leader, there is a difference between leader and a normal person who is successful. A leader creates opportunities for various people, for so many people. So when you are in class 6th or 9th or 12th, just think, just aim, and aim to be a leader in your field. Leader doesn't mean that only a political leader that fights election. No, leader, as a leader, if you are studying, you should be leading in, say, maths, in economics, in whatever you're interested in, and you should set example, you should create something for the country. And this mental, this is actually something, this is the strength that gives us edge over other countries. And then only we are able to give back to the world, and that giving back gives us strength, that makes us more strong, that brings a lot of money for us, that brings a lot of power for us. Now, you are aware with Mr. Dhoni. Recently he announced his retirement, but all of us know that he's the one who was the captain when our team won the World Cup. All of us, love that moment when India won the World Cup. Now, how could we achieve that World Cup? By performing, by excelling. This man who looks so promising on the field is not the man who was just watching TV, enjoying leisure, or watching movies, enjoying with friends. No, this is the man who was sweating on the field and giving his life on the field. And then this man became so powerful cricketer that he could, not only his team could bring world championship, world trophy to us. So we need to perform, we need to excel. And that's what is, expressing ourselves. How do we express ourselves? Just not by the word of mouth, just not by speaking. We also express ourselves through our performance. Many a times you must not have seen great painters, great writers, but you know them. Why you know them? Because they've expressed themselves by their art, by their painting, by their writing, by their performance in sports. You might not have met Mr. Dhoni, you might not have met Mr. Tendulkar or whosoever. There are many sports persons, there are many artists in the world, but we know them by their performance. And not only that they are performing, there are many people performing, but they excel in their performance. So we all should strive to excel in the chosen field of our interest. We should all endeavor to achieve whatever we want to achieve in our life. And it happens only when we are motivated, we have set a goal, we are decisive, when we try hard and hard, when we don't give up, when challenges come and we don't give up. That kind of attitude we should have. We should be so powerful, we should be so strong that all these adversities, all these challenges should not shake us, but we should shake the world by our work. That's what we should be. And I'm sure that's what we all can be. So, my dear friends, always remember there are many things to say, there are many things to do. But always remember, all of you are very capable, all of you are very talented, all of you are very promising. Always remember, मैं हमेशा एक चीज़ याद रखता हूँ और कहता हूँ, और इस चीज़ ने मुझे बहुत मदद करी. I have always kept faith in myself. I have always kept believe in myself. Now this belief, what is this belief? It helps you in telling again and again that you are a worthy son of this soil. You are a worthy person in this life, and this makes us realize our true potential. This makes us work hard, and achieve whatever we want to achieve. Many times we feel that, oh, I'm not worth. I'm not a good person. I'm not a good student. I don't score so well as my neighbor scores, as my fellow student scores. I'm not a good person. Never inculcate these thoughts in your mind. If he's good, you're also good. He's good in one thing, you can be good in another thing. He can be good today, you can be good tomorrow. And this positivity should drive you. This positivity should take you to the sky, and sky has no limit. So you should also not have a limit. And we all know Vivekananda is our ideal for the whole country. He always used to say that you should believe in yourself. So all of you should really believe in your capabilities. Then only you should be able to excel in life. And one thing I'll say, remain focused. One example I'll give you. All of you must have seen the lens. All of you must have done that experiment. If you have not done, then please do that experiment after rains, because it's raining heavily these days. So you may not be able to see the sunshine, but when there is sunshine, just take your lens and go out and try to see what happens with that lens. When you put that lens on sunshine, then there is a very thin beam that comes out of that lens, and this thin beam can burn you. It can burn the husk, it can burn the paper, and that's what the power of focusing. All of us get 24 hours in a day. It's not that somebody among us can make it 26 hours, can make it 30 hours, and work more than us. No, all of us have been given similar time, and in this similar time, we have to perform. We have to achieve whatever we want to achieve. So we should remain focused. I have given a formula in my book. I'll not talk much about that formula, but I'll always say your hard work, your aptitude, and your attitude makes you a successful person. If you are, say, your IQ is 100 and you require to work only for 1 hour, then I would rather say if your IQ is even 80, you may work for 1.5 hours to achieve the same result. So never ever feel that you are less than somebody, but you can always make most of what you have achieved, or most of what you have already have with you in possession. You can make something better out of it. So remain focused. This is a key. When you remain focused, you can concentrate, you can channelize your energies, you can channelize your potential in such a way that you can really make difference. As I said, lens, that lens uses the same sunshine, same sunlight, which is being used by trees, which is being used by any other thing. But this lens burns. How? It concentrates. It remains focused. So now there is something which we all know. I never wanted to end my presentation and my speech with this photo, but we all know coronavirus is there in the society, and we all are afraid of it. We all are not able to move out, and this lack of moving out, this constraint on us is making us frustrated. But how we can use this opportunity, how we can turn this adversity into an opportunity. That's what many people are doing. Some businessmen, they just converted their business from something to making sanitizer, something to make mask. These are the people whom we should look towards and learn from, because they explore, they examine, and they try to find out the ways of excelling. Where the whole world is struggling with coronavirus, with corona challenge, there are some people who are excelling. So I'll give you a task, all of you, a task which I'm sure you should be able to complete and maybe submit to your principal madam. You should all now explore, examine, and find out how you can express with the way of maybe writing an essay, writing about you, writing about your goals, and you should submit this project and world, how you can still find opportunities and make something out of it. For example, when you are sitting in home, you're not able to play outside, then you can excel in painting. You can practice painting. and become a great painter. You can read so many things, you can learn so many things. So I'll not speak much. I think I have taken a lot of time, and this is the time to leave. I might have bored you, but believe me, my dear friends, I'll say one thing in the last. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. गांधी जी ने ये बात कही थी, and I am sure all of you can shake the world. And today, this is the need of the hour that we need to shake the world. हमें सिर्फ जुगाड़ टेक्नोलॉजी में नहीं रहना है इंडियंस को, हमें हार्ड वर्क करके कुछ करके दिखाना है. हमें दूसरों को नहीं देखना है कि मेरे आस पड़ोस वाला क्या कर रहा है, वो कैसे शॉर्टकट यूज करके कोई सक्सेस अचीव कर रहा है. नहीं, मुझे मेहनत करके कुछ अचीव करना है. And we have to create an impact in the world, and I'm sure you will create an impact in the world. All the very best to all the students of IES school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very motivating, and I'm sure nobody found it boring. Thank you so much. We'll start with the question answer sessions, but I love the last exercise that you gave, and we were planning to have extempore and just a minute session. So I like this idea of children presenting, how they can find opportunities in this post-COVID situation. So children, you can begin with the question answer session. And before that, sir, I have one question of my own. Like you talked of rationality. So usually we find that, usually we see that creative people are not very rational. So how do you strike a balance between creativity and rationality? Because they're two different parts of the brain.
I'll not say that creative people are not rational. Creative people are rational. But sometimes we find that creative people are the people who have short temper, or they have a different kind of temperament, and then we feel that, oh, they don't behave the way they should be behaving. Many times we feel that someone is a very good painter or artist, and that person is not able to talk to me the way he should be or she should be talking. This happens, but I'll not say that that person is not rational, because if he's not rational, she might not be using the colors required in a painting, and then that painting would not be appreciated by people, or maybe something which they are creating that may not be appreciated by people. So even creative people, scientists, they might have a different temperament, but they all are rational, I feel.
Thank you. Yes, children, over to you all for the question answer session.
Thank you so much, sir, for the insightful session.
The question of wise man is the beginning of wisdom. I would request Professor Manisha Kautikar ma'am, Group Director of IES Public School and the moderator for today's session, along with Shreya of Class 10 and Avishruta Das of Class 7, to commence with question answer round.
Good evening,
Yes,
sir.
Shreya and Avishruta.
Good evening, sir. First, I want to put my question. Sir, are your books based on real stories or on your personal experiences?
When somebody writes, then that piece of writing always comes with the experiences of that person. Some things which we draw from, the real life, and few things we imagine, we write, we create. So it's a mix of all, reality, imagination, and that's why we call it creativity. So my thing is inclusive of all.
Thank you, sir. My next question is, sir, what inspired you to keep the title of your book, I Am Possible?
I was very much confused when I wrote this. It's a novel, first which I wrote. It's a novel. It's a story, and I was very much confused with the topic I should give to this novel. There could have been greater topics, but that time I realized that my book is about motivation. My book is a story that motivates not only me, but it can motivate many other people. So I gave it a topic, I am possible, because impossible, when we say, oh, this is impossible, ye nahi ho payega. So I realized that many times, many people say impossible, but impossible Mehi, I am possible is there. So it's an old story now. It's a very much used topic and very much repeated topic. So I'll not speak much about it. But that's how the name came.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. So my question is, in your book, I Am Possible, you have mentioned about Aditya's early childhood adventures. So, sir, we would like to know some of your childhood adventures.
There are many adventures, and I'll just tell you about an adventure when I was playing in a stadium, and my adventure made me bleed. And I would tell all of you that one should not go beyond few things to remain healthy, to remain safe. I was playing and I started climbing on a wall. Then from that wall, I again tried to come back to the same place I started climbing, and I just slipped, and my leg went on a piece of glass there, and then there was a injury, and I think 7-8 stitches were there in my leg at that age when I was in maybe 6th class. So I realized one should be adventurous, but not in certain ways.
Thank you, sir. So, my next question is, sir, can you elaborate on the theory of the potential? How does it support self-motivation?
Theory of potential, I talked you, I told about aptitude and attitude, and hard work and success. So many a times we feel that we may not be that intelligent as the person who is able to score 99% of the marks, but there is something in you that can still make you somebody who achieves greater heights and great successes. So my theory of potential just talks about how someone who has more potential can always give back to the person who has less potential. In fact, like I have compared it with current, how current flows from higher potential to lower potential, how water flows from higher potential to lower potential. Similarly, knowledge flows from higher potential to lower potential. Now, this potential doesn't mean that only I'm talking about current or something. This potential can be in the field of knowledge, can be in the field of sports, can be in the field of anything. I mean, any specific thing you talk about, they can be potential. The person who has greater knowledge can always give this knowledge to others. But now you'll say that knowledge is a complex thing, and somebody has knowledge in economics, somebody has knowledge in something other than that. So of course, then the person who has knowledge in that particular thing can give it to a person who has knowledge in some other field. Of course, there should not be any barrier, which I have talked about. So there should not be any barrier. So this is how potential flows, and only we hear those people who have something more than us. So that motivated me to tell that yes, if you really want yourself to be heard, then you should develop some potential within you. This potential can be, again, as I told you, it can be in the field of sports, it can be in the field of art, it can be in the field of any other thing.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, your books detailed several philosophies. Which one is your favorite?
Sorry, can you come up again? Philosophy, what?
Sir, your books have detailed several philosophies. Sir, can you tell us which one is your favorite?
My favorite is, there are so many things. There are so many things in it, and I can just say that being rational and being true to yourself is the best thing, and the best philosophy I feel.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the questions will be pouring in, but I think our Honorable Chancellor Sir Engineer B.S. Yadav Sir wants to ask you a question. So I would ask Sir to please continue.
Good evening, sir. First of all, thanks for this very nice session you have delivered for us. So, from like admission point of view, I just want to ask you how you keep yourself as a calm, even though facing a lot of these work pressures and different works.
There are ways, when I talked about hobby. So when you are stressed, when you are under tremendous pressure to perform and to perform in real world, and when you do not know, like during the time of Corona, when there was lockdown, we were under tremendous pressure. We did not know what to do because this virus was new, and that time was totally different than today. Even if today you have 10,000 cases, then you know that what's going to happen. But that time we did not know. So under these wanting situations, these tiring situations, one should still try and find time to pursue the hobby one has. Maybe for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like listening to music. My hobbies are extensive. So I used to listen to music during the time I was maybe brushing my teeth, or I was traveling. So this is how I used to do something which I like. And when you do something which you like, then you feel calm and comfort, and there is a message that comes to you, to your mind, that no, everything will be normal. We'll be able to deal with this situation. Don't worry. Don't panic. Though panic happens, but still our hobbies, they help us.
Sir, one more question. This due to this corona, we have seen that time when you work day and night for because being a capital city of the state and in the heart of the country, and it's a very prominent place, Bhopal. So you've done a lot of work in terms of not only in terms of active and mental, both all living. And in being a capital city, one more aspect is there where every third or fourth person having some VIP connection. So keeping all these things, and I see in case of a Bhopal, very rare this case comes when some high-handedness happens from the administration side. So how you keep this vigil and keeping this all relation and same time maintaining the situation of corona at that time under control? I see around initial 1 month situation was quite compared to other city of the country, it was quite fantastic in terms of number of infection of corona and all these things. In terms of medical arrangement happens at both government and private hospitals.
Team is something which is a great thing. How the whole humanity, whatever we have achieved today, it's because of the whole humanity was working. Many people were working. It's not that only one person has made the mobile. So many people were working. So many inventions have already happened. Then we have got TV, mobile, and all. We have reached at this place through small inventions or maybe discoveries. So similarly, in administration, the whole team works. And when you have a team, you need to motivate the team. You need to be with the team. You need to lead the team, so that the team feels that yes, this person, my leader, is with me. It's not that my leader is sleeping and asking me to do the job. And when you are with your team on the field, then they remain motivated, they perform to their best, and this is how we could achieve it. It was a great team, and to make team perform is a challenging task, but to remain part of a team helps you in motivating them to perform, and that's what we could do because of the team and because of the support of people. You need to build trust. There should be trust between the people you are working with, you are working for. So if that trust is there, then people help you, and if people help you, then you are able to achieve something. Especially in our field, in administration, we need to have support of people, we need to have confidence of people, then we achieve something. And I'm very happy that we tried to ensure these things, and that's how we could we could just work in these situations. I will not comment about the achievements or not or whatever, but somehow we could just sail through.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir. Uh, yes, who's this?
ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes, Aditya.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Aditya Tanwani, and I wanted to ask one question that, sir, how can we tackle the people who come in our life and lower our confidence and don't let us to go ahead?
Last part I could not hear. Can you just say how can we tackle people who
Lower our confidence. That's what he's saying.
Lower confidence and don't let us to go ahead.
this is an art, I'll say, Aditya. Never first again. The first thing I'll tell, you should have confidence in yourself. There'll be people who try to say that you are a fool, you don't know anything, you are just worthless. We should not hear them. We should hear ourselves. We should have confidence in our own abilities. And this confidence is not just for show off. This confidence should get reflected in the things we are doing. And when this confidence is there, then your performance will be there. And looking at your performance, these people would just vanish. You just continue to walk in a path. There'll be many people barking on you. Don't worry about them. Just keep on walking. Just keep on walking with confidence. But this confidence will come only when you are good at walking. Walking means when you know your job, when you know what you're doing. So don't worry about the world. Just keep on doing what you want to do, but try to win friends. You can still make these people as friends. How can you make them friends? By understanding what they want. What they want. They want to laugh at you. Okay, let them laugh at you. You also laugh at yourself. So they will stop laughing at you. So, but yes, of course, if they are bullying too much, if they are going to harm you physically, then you should tell your teachers. There's a limit. You should set the line and you should speak. So these are the ways with which you can deal with these people. And I cannot tell you about every specific situation, but I have also faced. Everybody faces such situation in their life. Sometimes you bully, sometimes you get bullied, sometimes you face wrath of people, sometimes you comment on people. But that's how we learn that we should not be doing this to people. At the same time, how to deal with such people. So, and we need to have patience. We need to have patience, but we should not let these people harm us. So these are the ways we can deal with such people.
Thank you, sir.